my great honor to welcome another very excellent nominee of tonight, Diana Engetschwiler, please. Welcome, Diana. So, Diana is a very experienced executive leader with a series of experiences in leading teams, both in implementing large-scale digital initiatives across Switzerland, Europe, and Asia. She's now currently an entrepreneur who drives leadership training for the new generation of leaders using an AI-driven platform. And the company, as I learned from your initiative, is called Wolfpack. Very cool name, by the way. Diana's education background also showed her passion for leadership. You get a beautiful education background from Harvard Business School. And here comes my favorite part. Diana is also a former professional volleyball player for Swiss national team. Round of applause, please. And this, I think, shows a lot of your dedication for focusing and the spirit for athletes and leading a team. So, without further ado, please, Diana.
Actually, the next question is normally, why are you 162 and not 2 meters?
Well, actually, it's very much linked to this volleyball career that I have that question for you. Because when I read that profile, I found you are so versatile of everything you have done. Actually, I forgot one of the very important part. You have been managing director for Digital Switzerland also for many years, right? So digitalization, leadership, AI, plus this whole training, professional training, and also experience as a volleyball player.
Yes.
Can you please just share with us a little bit kind of this versatile ability, how they kind of like contributed to your leadership style? Let's say the athletic mindset.
The athletic mindset.
Yeah.
Well, I started volleyball quite young. My role model was Mila Superstar. I don't know if you know her. She's like a comic feature, and then I always wanted to become a volleyball player, and suddenly everybody was much taller than me. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I still love playing volleyball, and I'm gonna be Mila Superstar. And that brought me then to the national team as a defense player, not as a blocker or obvious. But then I learned how to visualize goals, visualize me in the game. Athletes do that. Yep. So I was wondering why people in business don't visualize their goals and their business goals. So I made that as a challenge as well for myself. For example, when I studied the FIFA Masters, there were 30 people across the world coming together. Yep. And 3 of them got to FIFA. And I didn't want to go to FIFA, really. But then I was like, okay, let's try this visualization thing for business. And I ended up at FIFA. Wow. So, so there's a lot of things to learn from sports. Another example is feedback. I love feedback. As an athlete, you seek feedback every day. So one time, my Chinese trainer, he didn't give me a feedback for 2 days in a row. So I went to him and was like, why are you not giving me feedback? I'm here to train and to improve. And then, and this shows that he didn't do his job for me. And then I went to the business side, and nobody wanted to give me feedback. So I asked for feedback. I got, no, everything is great. You're doing well. So I think this is something that is so important in the business, to have this feedback culture, because first you want to become better, you want to create awareness.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And also, if you're in product development, this is one of the most important features, is to get feedback from your, from the client on your product, and be okay with feedback.
Fantastic. Actually, I realized through your answer, it makes sense now to me with all of this diverse skills and experience you have. It also all linked together with your athletic mindset, and then let's say the tools and then the way of visualization, also perseverance, feedback giving, all this linked with this new leadership style that you are adapting.
Exactly.
I found it super cool that how you think about this athlete mindset is going to guide through leadership. What do you think this athlete mindset is going to contribute for the digital transformation for in organizations?
I think, well, actually connecting to feedback, I think this is a really important part for innovation. And also, I think another thing is like the collaboration and competition. In sports, you have your competition not in another team. You have the competition in your team. But you still have to collaborate because the team is number one. And I think in technology or in innovation, this is really important. You have your competition, but you learn to downgrade your ego to win as a team. I think this is a very crucial part to also become innovative. And collaboration is one of the most important things to become innovative. So yeah, it's about also toning down the ego. And I think I observed that this is not very easy sometimes.
Yeah. Definitely not easy for both. It's a battle among others, as you say, competition with others and competition with yourself.
Exactly.
A lot of the case. That's where leads me to another question, but I doubt I have time to ask, is regarding your wonderful AI-driven leadership program, leadership platform. But I guess we'll have a chance to discuss about this, and also for any of our audience who are curious to know this very innovative idea of yours.
Absolutely.
But now, let's give the floor to the audience. I see the question. Diana, you are known as a professional sportswoman. How did you manage to pivot to become the face of Digital Switzerland and recently an entrepreneur yourself?
Actually, that was a very difficult transition. As an athlete, you start really early on in your career. I started with 9, and then I stopped with 23. So your own identification is you are volleyball. Now, when you go out of volleyball, you suddenly, I lived then in London, I was a nobody. I was like, I'm just a person and nobody knows me. What am I really?
Losing the identity.
Yeah, exactly. Losing the identity is a really important part. And then to find that, I started visualizing again what I want, what feels right. And I think it's also the female leadership, this intuition, right? And then I thought, yeah, I got to visualize things, and I wanted to go into the innovation part, and then I brought everything that I learned in the sports sector for also leading my team, and I led my team totally different than other leaders before. So I put my teams together like a volleyball team. We have an attacker, we have a setter, a defense player. That's how I put my team together.
Super cool. I'd love to do a field study with your team. It's going to be a hell of a textbook for team spirit building. All right, so let's see another very good question from the audience. So, feedback. We're talking about feedback. What can one do when the feedback provider is not competent to give proper feedback?
Use Wolfpack. So, no, basically, but that's actually what we're developing with this platform. We have a tool, or we're developing a tool where it gives you feedback instantly on your, let's say, team meeting. And it gives you feedback right away. You know, what are your emotions in that meeting? You know, did you speak too fast? Did you give feedback correctly, etc.? So it gives you all those feedback, and then it tells you how to improve your team meeting. So you don't need anymore the unsophisticated feedback giver. But
because it's actually supported by AI in a way,
exactly.
And it's in a more time efficient fashion.
Exactly.
Wow, fascinating.
Yeah. And people don't want to go. They don't have time. The young generation, they don't go anymore so much to go to courses and learn, you know, those courses. But then they want to learn while working, and that's also the most effective way to learn. Yes.
Actually, I do now realize what you told me about your motto of Wolfpack, actually to train the next generation to become better leaders.
Exactly. We want to get rid of bad bosses. And I'm sure everybody had a bad boss in some point. Lausanne is totally different, huh, than in the German part.
Yeah, but I guess people are just having some names running in
Yes,
their
probably
head.
they're on. Maybe
Yeah,
anonymous.
so we'll have a discussion afterwards.
Yes, no.
So let's have another look of our audience question. Diana, how would you describe the role of digitalization in leadership training and why it's important to humanize it?
So the role of digitalization in leadership is actually a quite important one. You can democratize it. Because at the moment, the young leaders who have experience of 1 year, 2 years, they are not getting trained so much. It's mostly the ones who have already 10, 15 years experience. They go then to Harvard or whatever, they send it then. But we need to start when they're young and they're still flexible. They have not yet experienced what it means to be a leader. And that's why I think digitalization has an opportunity to democratize and make it also cheaper, this whole training for new leaders. And humanizing, it's still important. We work with coaches, and sometimes it is still important, as you are a coach, to have a different perspective and an exchange. Absolutely. I think this is absolutely important.
So the combination of actually the AI to support a very fast feedback and then actually costly, as you say.
Exactly.
And then the support with the interhuman exchange. I really found that this is the way to go for future leadership training.
Hope so.
So let's have a look of maybe we'll have a time for next question. What is the main competence for a woman in your opinion?
What is the main competence for a woman? Depends what you mean with that. But I think maybe I interpreted it in a way. I think what we miss is in the working space is the female energy, which I think is missing. We're very male energy driven. I'm not talking about men and women, but it's the energy. And it's very driven, goal driven, everything. But women energy, or female energy, like intuition, for example, it's not considered in a conversation, but a lot of entrepreneurs who are successful, they follow their intuition. So, but sometimes in boardroom or anywhere, it's not recognized. Like a lot of people come then with numbers, and that's how it is. I think we need to give space to female energy and have a yin-yang, basically, in everywhere.
Beautiful, I love that. The yin-yang dance.
Exactly.
With the female energy together, probably with some precision ongoing with the process.
Yes.
Very good answer. Thank you so much. As we can say, great timing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.